2024 was supposed to be the beginning of my content creator era, and we're 6 months in, and I still don't even have 5 videos up on my YouTube channel. At the beginning of the year, I moved in with my parents to pay off my student loan debt. And last year, I decided to start making music again, as well as pursue this content creation journey. I ended 2023 strong. I was focused, I was knocking songs out, I was recording daily, I was making content. I was riding this wave of momentum, and then it's like, since I've moved in, things have just been getting slower and slower and slower as time goes on. To be completely honest, I started to kind of regret moving back in with my parents. And not because there was anything bad necessarily going on. It's actually been really good. But internally, I've had more struggles than I anticipated. I mean, I'm 28 years old, and after living by myself for about 9 years, I just wrestled with feeling like I regressed in life. On top of that, I started to feel pretty sad. I began questioning my decision, asking myself, did I sacrifice my ability to create something that I value this much for my financial goals? Something that I value this much. Still highly valued, but as you can see, not the same. Is this the end of my content creator dream? The devil trying to make monsters out of my demons and habits. He still wanted my soul, but he could never have it. If you're wondering how this conflicts with the creative stuff, that's because in my old apartment, I was able to create whenever I wanted. The microphone was always set up. I always had my lights ready to go for recording. Anytime I wanted to make a video or record a song or make a podcast, I was ready to go. I could just jump into it. But at my new room, I have to set everything up anytime I want to make something. Now, some might say that I'm making excuses or that it's silly for me to think this way because if I'm not getting my work done, well, that's on me. It has nothing to do with my space. But hear me out. I'm not saying that the space is everything or that a particular space is going to magically make me more productive. But I do believe that the spaces we create can either serve us or work against us. Picture this. You're making a meal, but the kitchen is disorganized. Ingredients are scattered, utensils are all over the place, and there's no counter space. You spend a lot of time looking for ingredients and looking for utensils and making counter space. It's a chaotic process. But if you had ingredients prepped and within reach, and everything was in its right place, and there was a ton of counter space, you'd be able to move through the kitchen a lot easier. You can easily go through the steps to get the meal done and focus your energy on making a good meal and not on managing the chaos. It's the same with our workspaces. They can either make our tasks easier or create unnecessary obstacles. And for me, my bedroom is my workspace. So I knew I needed to optimize the space for work, but also maintain the space for rest because at the end of the day, it's still my bedroom. So being intentional and organized with my space won't magically make me more productive. I know that. But it does set the stage for more efficient and focused work. It clears the metaphorical kitchen so that I can cook more efficiently. I started researching things like feng shui and minimalism and interior design and decluttering. I realized when I was thinking about the new layout for my room, I was blocking all the things that I could do because I didn't want to move my wall decor and I didn't want to move this and I didn't want to move that. Instead of just starting over with a blank slate, which I think was indicative of some emotional hoarding going on. I guess I didn't want to let go of my old space or what it represented. Anyway, after I processed these emotions, I allowed myself to start from scratch because I valued the ability to create more efficiently, more than the emotional things that I was hoarding. And I comforted myself by telling myself that I didn't need to get rid of anything. I can just put these things up in storage, and if I want them back, then I can get them back. But I gotta allow myself to move on and create a space that's gonna better serve me today. So I ended up taking down a lot of the wall decor that I had up, and I took down these shelves that I really love, and I set aside winter clothes for storage and stuff like that. This is what I'm calling phase 1 of the transformation, out with the old to make space for the new. During my research, I was reading this book and I came across this idea of creating a space that serves you and that balances your past, your present, and your future. Your home or your space should remind you of who you were, who you are now, and who you are becoming or who you want to be. This is a space that serves you. I mentioned in the beginning of this video that I wanted to step into my content creator era this year, but nothing in my room represented that. It wasn't set up for that. I didn't have shots incorporated into the layout. Like I said in the intro, anytime I wanted to record something, I had to figure out the backdrop and figure out the lighting placement and the camera angle and take things out of the room. And it was a chaotic kitchen. In the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, there's a quote that says, "We don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems." If you don't set up systems for your success, it doesn't matter what your goals are. If it's a challenge to find time and space to practice, you're going to practice less because now there's hurdles. Now there's barriers between you and practice. And those hurdles are really mental pauses that weaken your resolve to do the thing you said you wanted to do, because now every hurdle you have to overcome is an opportunity for you to say no, for you to back out, because it's just easier for you to avoid those hurdles in the first place. As humans, we will always choose the path of least resistance, which is why it's important to create systems that serve you and that make it easier for you to go from point A to point B with as little resistance as possible. So this time around, I'm setting those systems. I'm not just setting up the space to optimize for working on my music, but I'm also incorporating shot design in this new layout. This is phase 2 of the transformation. Creating a space that's intentionally designed to serve my goals and to minimize resistance towards my goals. So I've decluttered, I've reorganized, and I've intentionally designed my space to serve my creative goals. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that this space will magically solve every challenge, but it is a symbol of my commitment to the journey. This isn't the end of my content creator dream, and I'm excited to see where this space takes me. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel to follow the journey. I would love to have y'all with me on this journey. I'm sharing mine to inspire yours. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly do appreciate it. Now it's your turn. You go make something.